Hey, Shalom, welcome to Kama Kapash from GMS London, giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Chachadash. Want to give double honors unto the elders, the apostles of GMS, and Shalom out there to the whole for execution is truth and all sincerity. Back again with another video. I've got an article here from people, right? And we all, well, I assume most people saw this thing with Megan Fox and MGK about the whole blood ritual things that they got going on, man. And, obviously, this is a foul act. There's nothing but an act of witchcraft, man. But really, the only reason why you're hearing about this and why, they've done this and pushed this out there is something I mentioned at camp, I think it was last camp, about the externalization of the hierarchy, which, was basically a concept that was being pushed by, what's her name, man? Not Blavatsky. There's another woman. 1 second. Should be easily found. Alice Bailey. Okay. This concept she was pushing out. And all it really is, in a nutshell, so to speak. I mean, it goes deeper in it, but I'm not gonna make this a deep video. But basically, the externalization of the hierarchy is basically, pushing onto the masses, the ways of the elites, essentially, right? And we know these elites ain't nothing but witches and warlocks, and they practice all these kinds of, witchcraft and blood rituals and sacrifices and, all these types of things behind the scenes, man. And what they're trying to do is make it more palatable, popular, acceptable in the world, with this whole woke society and everybody can be free to be what they want and all this bullshit. They're pushing this couple out there just to kind of normalize it, to make it seem more acceptable. Because hey, some people were disgusted, but then there's gonna be a group of people who are not, that are gonna be down with it, and they're gonna push their views and opinions on other people, that they should be respected and all this kind of stuff. And until we come a society where everything is tolerated, and that goes also into pedophilia and stuff like that, because the elites are pushing that agenda too. Okay, in the guise of the whole LGBT thing, that's all in there, doing whatever it's doing, right? So it comes to a point where all this wickedness, that the extreme levels of wickedness becomes more tolerated in this world, and people don't have a problem with it, or people don't want to say nothing against it because it becomes hate crimes and all that fucking nonsense, right? So this is what they're trying to push out. Okay, that's why you see more and more. We used to talk about them, the Harry Potter movies and stuff like that. They're, making witchcraft and that just seem, cool, what's the word, unwicked, for lack of a better word, man, unthreatening. Like, there's nothing wrong with, going after things like that. And well, look at this. A lot of them Christians, man, they've turned, becoming witches and shit. They don't feel there's nothing wrong with it, man. They think they're getting in touch with some sort of spiritual side, that, is okay. When all this, it ain't, not according to the Heavenly Father, it ain't, right? Conjuring up spirits and, getting in contact with demons and all this kind of stuff. But this is what the elites do, and then, like I said, they're just trying to push that energy out there, to make the people more like them, so to speak. Their mindset and their wickedness, and that's what really this whole public stunt shit is all about, really. I'm gonna read a little bit. I'm just gonna grab some scriptures. I'm not gonna try to make this a long video, right? But says Megan Fox clarifies she and Machine Gun Kelly consume each other's blood for ritual purposes only. Oh yeah, because that's fine. Only women doing rituals. Like, what are you talking about, man? What rituals? What the fuck you mean? Right? And like I said, the elites all about their rituals, all about the child sacrifice and drinking of blood and all that kind of stuff. That's what they be doing, on a regular, you know, conjure up demons and all that kind of shit. Right? It says, when asked about her engagement blood drinking ritual, Megan Fox confirmed but explained that it's just a few drops. Megan Fox is explaining that blood drinking comment about him. Blah, blah, blah. So in her engagement announcement on Instagram back in January, and that's what I mean, they push it on social media, like they want people to know. What really is a private thing, man, I put up on the Instagram and so everybody can see it. Because, they probably got a lot of followers and, a lot of fans, fanatics that'll be down with that and support them and all that bullshit. So you're turning people, you're turning people's minds into, believing this is acceptable or okay. Okay, when really it isn't. So in her engagement announcement on Instagram back in January, the actress caught some fans by surprise when she shared that the romantic milestone included a moment when I said yes, then we drank each other's blood. It says when asked to clarify what she meant, the cover star of British Glamour's April 2012, which she explained. So I guess to drink each other's blood might mislead people, or people are imagining us with goblets like the Game of Thrones drinking each other's blood. It's just a few drops, but yes, we do consume each other's blood on occasion for ritual purposes only. Alright, so downplaying it a little bit, but the fact is, man, they're consuming blood, right? Fox 35 continued, I read tarot cards, so she's all into this shit. She's into the witchcrafts and the mysticisms and that, right? That's why she be doing this ritual shit, right? She been initiated, into that shit, into that world. So I read tarot cards and I'm into astrology and I'm doing all these metaphysical practices and meditations. I do rituals on new moons, right? There's a thing about new moons, man. That is the beginning of the month in the scriptures. And the elites, these wicked ass elites, they be using that energy and, be doing things with that, right? So I do rituals on new moons and full moons and all these things. And so when I do it, it's a passage or it is used for a reason, and it is controlled where it's like, let's shed a few drops of blood at each and each drink it. So yeah, some wacky shit, blood. It's like got demons on the back. Sick. This fucking. She added that the fiance MGK, aka Colson Baker, is much more haphazard and hectic and chaotic, where he's willing to just cut his chest open with broken glass and be like, "Take my soul." Yeah, I bet. Take his soul. And yeah, that's what I really need to read, really. But like I said, they're just pushing that energy out there, man, for people to be like, oh, it's not that bad, isn't it? It's all your blood. There's nothing wrong with this deranged couple, but but I just want to grab, where did I get it? Right, externalization, okay, what it means, right? The basic term, right? It says in Freudian psychology, externalization is an unconscious defense mechanism by which an individual projects their own internal characteristics onto the outside world. And it's not really unconscious in terms of Esau, or maybe it is, but it probably isn't, right? He knows exactly what he's doing. Of course he does, right? It's a plan, it's an agenda. He wants people to be wicked. He wants people to rebel against the ways of the Heavenly Father. That's what he wants. He's the devil, right? So yeah, he's wholly conscious about what he's doing, right? And it's not a defense mechanism on his part, because like I said, he's just he's just the devil, right? But yeah, he's projecting their own internal characteristics. Like I said, Esau is inherently wicked. Okay, he's the wicked that is mentioned in the scriptures, right? And he wants other people to be like him, right? Wicked as he is, man, and be proud about it. That's why they push the whole pride thing, right? They want people to be proud of who they are, But pride is a death sentence, man. Okay, all this pride. The Lord hates pride, right? So, he's walking everyone down this one way road to destruction. Right, and anyone that buys into his ways, guess what? You're gonna be destroyed. You're gonna be destroyed with him, man. All right. So that's what that is. So I'm gonna get this from Sirach chapter 10, verse 2. I'm gonna start from the top. Right. So the wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. As the judge of the people is himself, okay, the ruler, okay, in this case is Esau. Okay, the earth has been given into the hand of the wicked, it's been given into the hand of the so-called white man. He is the current ruler over the earth right now, beginning with America. Right? It says, as the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. Right? They follow his ways. They do what they do. Or what was that old saying, man? When in Rome, do as the Romans do. It's just that projection of how to be or how to be successful. This is why everyone runs after America and wants to emulate America, because it's powerful, it's successful. Well, not so much now, but like even these Moabites, they're trying to emulate America. They want to be the next America. They want to be the next world power, and they want to do the things the way the Americans do them. In many ways. The scriptures even speaks about it. Everyone's trying to be that next America, man. But really, everything's just westernized. Everything is being polluted. The people are becoming wicked, and everything is becoming degraded, man. Right? But like I say, it's the influence, it trickles down. So are his officers, and what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. Right? They're all going to become like the man at the top. If the man at the top is corrupt and wicked, guess what? The majority of these people underneath him are going to be corrupt and wicked. Right? That's how it is. That's how it works. Right? And that's what they're doing. They're corrupting the minds of the people, man, and making them accept things that should not be acceptable. This is Micah chapter 2, verse 1. Says, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. So like I said, behind the scenes, man, they're doing the most odious shit possible. In the daytime, in the public eye and stuff, man, they seem like, the scripture calls them angels of light, right? Satan transforms himself into an angel of light, like he's trying to help the world and do good in the world and all this stuff, right? But he's the reason for all the problems in the world. And in the dark, behind closed doors, man's doing all kinds of witchcraft and sacrifices and all nasty shit that he's doing. Performing orgies, worshiping, idols, sacrificing to idols. He's doing all that stuff, man. I think so many children go missing. There's so much stuff that goes on, man, in the dark that people are not really aware of, and most people would be appalled by it if they really knew. But like I said, it's Esau pushing normality. Like these types of things are becoming more normal. Like, oh yeah, blood sacrifice. Oh yeah, that's fine. Oh, witchcraft. Yeah, that's just fine. Everybody watched Charmed. Sabrina the Teenage Witch and shit. Oh, they're just cute. They're just practicing a little bit of magic, just science and all that type of stuff. They're making it cute. But realistically, it's just wickedness, man. Right? But Esau's getting more and more people to adopt it. Actually, was there more on that? Oops. Yeah, that was it. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 12. I'm going to read this let's read it from the top, right? It says, for thine incorruptible spirit is in all things. Therefore chastenest thou them by little and little that offend, and warnest them by putting them in remembrance when they have offended, that leave their wickedness, that they may believe on thee, O Lord. Right, speaking of the Israelites, right? It says, for it was thy will to destroy by the hands of our fathers both those old inhabitants of thy holy land, right? The Canaanites. The Canaanites were dwelling in the land of Canaan at the time, before it became the land of Israel, right? And he mentions what the Canaanites were doing, Okay, and why ultimately they were destroyed, right? It says, whom thou hatest for doing most odious works of witchcrafts. Okay, they were all into witchcrafts, right? And wicked sacrifices, right? And also those merciless murderers of children, child sacrifice. That is a high level witchcraft thing that they do. And the elites emulate those witchcrafts, man. Because all these elites do is just all this ancient witchcraft that was done before. And they just compile it all together, and they do all these different witchcraft, all these different demons, these idols, right? To gain power. That's what they're doing. They're copying, they're copycats, you know. So also those merciless murderers of children and devourers of men's flesh and the feasts of blood, right? At the blood feast, at the orgies and all that kind of stuff. Get hooked up on hallucinogenics and all this shit. Small witchcrafts. That's what they are, potions and shit, making you hallucinate and shit, right? This is and with their priests out of the midst of their idolatrous crew, they will commit adultery. Well, sorry, that's idolatrous crew, Slakia, right? That's worship of idols, right? And the parents that kill with their own hands souls destitute of help. But they would have been committing adultery, people doing the swinging shit, just having sex with one another in the orgies and whatever. Right? And these people are used up, man. These people have been passed around already. MGK included, man. They've been passed around. They've been performing all these orgies and all that kind of shit. They're nothing but pawns. But that's the point, right? So the Canaanites were involved in all these types of witchcraft and wicked sacrifices, man. And it says feasts of blood. And these guys, they're just doing the same thing. They're in on it. They're part of that world, and yeah, the Lord don't look kindly upon it. The Lord destroyed the Canaanites for all that shit. Right? It says it's Genesis chapter 9 verse 4, right? And it's told us here, right? It says, but the flesh with the life thereof, which is the blood, therefore shall you not eat. Right? We're not meant to consume things with blood. Right? Living or dead, right? Blood is not meant to be consumed. It's Acts 15 verse 20. It says, but that we write unto them that they abstain from pollutions of idols and from fornication and from things strangled and from blood. Right? So these are direct commandments in the scriptures, man. These are types of things that we're not meant to be doing. Right? But like I said, it's being made popular by clowns like this, to become more acceptable into the world. Okay, because that's what the elites do. All right, and we're gonna end it with this. So I didn't want to make it a long video. All right, this is Isaiah 29. Let's start from 15. Right, it says, "Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord, and their works are in the dark." Right, like I said, these wicked elite, man, they're always doing wickedness in the dark. Wickedness in the open, but a lot of it, most wicked stuff goes on in the dark, where from prying eyes. And this is the sort of stuff they get up to, right? And they're plotting and they're scheming goes on in the dark, right? It says and their works are in the dark, and they say, who seeth us and who knoweth us? Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay, right? Because they're against everything the Most High have created, man. They want to do the opposite to it, right? And like I said, they're projecting these things upon society, man, to change this world and turn it upside down into a world of wickedness that's just openly wicked, but that's normal, and that's okay. That the wickedness just thrives in the earth, but this is what happens under the rule of the wicked, under these Edomites, man. Evils are multiplied, right? And really that's what he wants everybody to be to participate in this wickedness. That's why he got everyone following after his feast days, Christmas, Easter, and all this. They're just days that of worship for these idols, right? And you're participating in them, and feeding into that energy, man. Esau wants everybody on that wicked tip to defy the Heavenly Father. That's his game. He loves nothing more than to stick the middle finger up at the Lord, man. He's real hateful, right? And super corrupt, But he want to corrupt everybody else, man. He don't want no faith on the earth to concern the Heavenly Father. He wants to turn that faith, towards himself. He wants the people's faith to do what he wants, to toy with them and satisfy his sadistic nature. But anyway, right? So surely the turn of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay, right? The world you got going on right now, man, is nothing but wicked, man, and everybody eventually is gonna understand this. Okay, when Yahushua turns up and we bring the re-education to them, because this place is it's esteemed right now, but really it shouldn't be. Right, it says, as the potter's clay, for shall the work say of him that made it, he made me not, or shall the thing framed say of him that framed it, he had no understanding. Right, so eventually this place is going to be condemned, and these people are living here that are praising this world for how tolerant and open it is, and equal rights and all this shit. One day they're going to turn around and condemn it too. Like this was wicked. This was off. No wonder we was struggling. Because we were wicked. We was being wicked, and they're gonna look at Esau, man, like you're mostly to blame for that, man, and they're gonna hate Esau, right? They're gonna hate Esau and look down upon him, for what he's done, right? Corrupting the world, corrupting the people, the earth, right? They're gonna hate him for that. Once they learn the truth, and once they know righteousness, man. All right. But with that, I'm gonna say shalom. I hope this is edifying, and I'll catch you brothers and sisters in the next video, man. So till then, I say shalom.